Rolling? Are we rolling?
We do be rolling.
You know what that means?
Time to open a ranch water.
It's time to crack her.
All right, we're going to try to do this ASMR. I feel like that was sexy.
That was hot.
Okay, my turn. Ooh, that was nice.
Ashley, where are we today?
We are in... Oh, I was going to try to say an undisclosed...
Location?
What do people say?
An undisclosed location?
Is that what it is? But it's very disclosed. We are in Austin, Texas.
And we're filming today in front of a live audience.
We do. We have a live audience today.
And by that, we mean one person,
Maddie
Courtney's
Daddy.
cousin, Maddie Daddy.
Do we give the background on that? No. We'll just leave it up for
Definitely
interpretation.
Welcome to the You Can Do Both podcast. I'm Court.
This is Ashley.
And welcome back, people. But without further ado, shall we get into today's topic?
Yeah, very on theme.
Our topic of today's episode is travel tips.
Yes, very applicable as Courtney's been traveling for
I know.
the past couple weeks, and I just traveled here as well, so kind of fun.
And Ash was like, travel tips. And I was like, I honestly don't know any travel tips off the top of my head because travel is now my state of being. So
Literally.
yeah, no. But Ash obviously made a list. Per usual, she came prepared. I came unprepared. I just showed up with the mic in hand and a seltzer for Ashley. And I'm going to be reacting to her travel tips and butting in wherever possible.
I wouldn't want it any other way, to be
Same.
honest with you.
Travel tips.
All right, let's get into
Take it away.
Okay, so these are going to be in no particular order. When I was on the plane, I just started writing down random things. So first thing is you need to get TSA pre-check.
Oh, duh.
But there's so many people that don't have TSA pre-check. And it blows my mind.
Honestly, I used to have it because I have this thing called like a global entry card. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
It just makes it easier for you to travel like across borders.
Yeah, when you're outside the country.
And it came with TSA pre, and then when my global pre-check expired because I needed to renew it, and it's like you have to like go, you have to get interviewed, like it's kind of a longer process. I just simply didn't feel like doing that, and I lost TSA pre, and it sucked. Like was so embarrassed that I had to go in the normal line.
I would also be embarrassed.
No, honestly, it's more so, it's not embarrassing in general, but when you're with a big group of people and everyone has TSA pre-check, it's like, well, shit.
Yeah.
See you in 30 minutes. Like,
no, it saves so much time. It's so easy. You can keep your shoes on. You don't have to take all of your electronics out.
yeah.
And you don't have to show up at the airport so early.
Yeah. So I just renewed. I just went through the process. I'm not even kidding, a couple weeks ago, so that I didn't need to be a peasant anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very simple. I literally just went and they took a photo of me, whatever. They obviously did like a background check. And it was $85, but it's like good for years.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 years or something. Maybe longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so worth it. If you don't have TSA pre-check, 100% you need to get on that. Okay, next one. Okay, so I didn't really listen to my travel tip.
Why do I know what you're about to say?
Say it.
Is it going to be about taking shoes off on a plane?
No, but we're getting to that later. You want to do that one?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know. I just like felt that in my soul that that's what you were going to say.
It's because we were just talking about toes.
Yeah, and you were like twinkling your feet over there.
Was I? That's cute. Okay, next one I was going to say is pack just a carry-on. So it's so nice when you don't have to get to the airport early to A, check a bag, and B, when you get off of the plane, you just have your carry-on in your backpack and you're good to go. You can just immediately go to get to the Uber and then wherever your destination is.
Yeah.
However, this time I did actually bring a carry-on and luggage because, podcast equipment, guys, and I needed my cowboy boots and I needed my cowboy hat. And it was just a necessity. But I think just packing light and doing the overhead carry-on is such a hack.
The problem is shoes.
Yeah,
shoes
are the
take
problem.
up so much space, so heavy. And like, I've been in situations before where I try to travel extra light and I try to bring like 1 or 2 pairs of shoes, and it's just simply not enough. You need a sneaker. You need like an active sneaker depending on where you're going. You need a heel to dress up. You're not one heel might match every single outfit that you're bringing. Like it's so difficult. Personal problems is literally so difficult.
No, but it is. It really is.
No, but what I tend to do is a sneaker, a sandal, a heel. Yeah. And like that's how you can get away with it.
Yep. That's usually what I do too. A nice pair of heels that go with every single outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Going off of packing though, you also need to pack every single outfit for every single event. Like you can't just throw stuff in and be like, oh, like here's a couple shirts, here are a couple pants. Like you need to say, okay, what's the vibe? We're going to go out. I need a dinner outfit and a day outfit.
Yeah. I always try to do that. When I'm planning for a vacay, I literally break down all the days. I'm like, okay, what am I going to need for this day, this day, this day? And never goes according to plan.
No.
And you always kind of throw in extra stuff, you know, just in case you don't feel like confident in a certain outfit, whatever. But it's definitely easier said than done. And that only works for like shorter vacays. Like I literally had to pack for 6 weeks and
I don't know how you did that.
I just put my entire closet. You know what? This is going to be an even easier way for me to become a minimalist because whatever I don't wear within these 6 weeks within my current luggage, why do I need that?
So true.
Yeah. There's a lot of like purging. Is that the word? Like purging, getting rid of?
Yeah. I actually knew that one.
Good.
But now I'm double checking it in my head.
Nope, you're good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to go with it. That's correct.
On the topic of shoes, what do you do to prevent your shoes from like touching all the other things in your luggage? Or do you not think about that? Because I don't really have a method to my madness and I don't keep them necessarily separate, but that is something that skeeves me out every time.
Yeah. So usually I put my shoes in my backpack. Like on my carry, like not where my clothes are, or if I have a carry-on,
but then it's next to your computer and the podcast equipment and all the things that you touch on the day to day.
No, but my computer goes in the sliver of the back.
Okay.
But yeah, so this time I had a whole suitcase just for shoes and equipment.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then I usually put my clothes on one side and then shoes, cosmetics, like my makeup case on the other. That's how I usually do it. But it is gross when you think about it, for sure.
And on that same topic, as you wear clothes throughout your vacay and you have dirty clothes, do you have a separate bag where you basically kind of use that as a hamper to divide what you've worn versus what you haven't?
So usually
that's
a
constant struggle for me. Especially when you have one suitcase, it's like, where does it go? Like, I try to use like the little pockets within the luggage and then it's like it overflows. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Usually I try to unpack when I'm on vacation. Yeah. For the most part. If I can, if there's space. Like I kind of took over that vanity area. Yeah. Also, Court and I, we didn't quite finish our Airbnb tour, but we have like a Jack and Jill. I just learned this term. Bathroom. So it's like Courtney's room, and then we both have access from our rooms to the bathroom. Yeah. And it's been so fun.
I know.
It's kind of the best because you have your own space, but then you can get ready together. I can say hi when you go pee, I guess.
I can't believe you've never even heard that term before. I guess that's in most Florida homes, like that styled bathroom, like connecting bathroom.
I've never had one of those in a home before.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so maybe that's why. But
okay.
Anyways, yeah. So I try to unpack. So the vanity that's in like our shared.
Guys, this spicy ranch water is making me burp.
I know. That's why I haven't really taken too many sips.
Making me.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna cut all of that out.
Okay, where were we?
Separating
unpacking.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah. So I try to unpack. So the vanity in our bathroom, like that has all my clothes on, and then all of my dirty clothes I just throw in my suitcase. So that's how I do it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But also going off of clothing and packing, you had a really good tip that you gave me a couple weeks ago, taking photos of your outfits.
I've never done that.
I did it this trip for a couple things. And even when I was on the plane, I was like, wait, what did I pack again? And as I come up with plans and you're like, oh, we're going to go to this place. This is the vibe. And I can look up the restaurant. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this outfit. Let me like go back and see, which I kind of like.
Yeah. This is such a girl thing.
Yeah, it is. Matt, are you enjoying yourself? Are you learning something? Matt can't relate because he fully brought his own towels and a blanket.
two types of people. You can do both living in the same household, can't you? Oh my God. He arrives. He goes, where's the iron? Is there not an iron here?
He started ironing.
Is there not an iron? I go, what? I go, Matthew, what do you need to iron? He goes, literally everything. Everything.
So I actually think you and I are in the, not wrong here, but in the not minority.
Yep. We're in the minority.
Okay. We're in the minority in that, because I think the majority of people do iron their clothes. Well, especially when it's all shoved into a suitcase.
Well, that makes sense, but sometimes you just don't have the time, nor like really what difference does it make? I mean, I get it. If it's like a men's button down and that's going to look really bad if you have wrinkles everywhere. But my little hack is I throw everything in the dryer if there's a dryer, and then like wrinkle release it and then hang it up immediately rather than wasting time. But I know that everything calls for that, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I've never ironed on a trip, but one time I was on a trip.
I have to iron.
Really? Oh, well, Denise.
Yeah. My mom. My mom. Diva.
My literal icon.
She can't be seen with me if it's not like iron. So I'm like, really? You can do it then. And she's like, no.
My mom's also very into the whole ironing, making sure your clothes look nice, and shoes. If there's any scuffs on my shoe, I don't know what it is, but she's always been like, those shoes are horrible. They look so dirty. Give them to me. I'm going to clean them. Or it's like, we're getting rid of these.
Yeah.
Which now I'm like hyper aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next on the list, anything else for packing?
No, but I also just realized that I've been to Vegas in Arizona since we last recorded too.
Oh yeah. Wait.
I'm thinking of my mom and made me think of that.
Yeah. Do you want to fill us in on that? I want to just I want to get your Vegas review.
Absolute trash.
And the adult Disney?
Yeah, guys, it feels like adult Disney. Like the Strip, granted, there's different parts of Vegas. I was only there for a short period of time. I'm not a gambler. And I was with my family. So it's not like I was on a girls' trip and we were going to like day clubs and all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
But whole place smelled like tobacco because of all the casinos. I did enjoy the different hotels having different vibes, but like walking around the different casinos, I was just like, I'm not enthralled here because I'm not a gambler. And then, just walking around, like it genuinely felt like adult Disney. And because like there's like a fake Paris, it felt like I was in Epcot. It was like there was like an Eiffel Tower that people were taking pictures in front of. There was like the Venetian is like Italian style. There was, what's that famous like Italian like thing in Lizzie McGuire where they throw the coins in the it's not.
Isn't that in Rome?
Yeah. What is that?
I really should know this.
Yeah. I've never been to Italy.
We look it up.
No. But so yeah, each hotel had a different vibe, and the vibe came from like a different place that the hotel was inspired by.
Yeah.
And so it just felt like I was walking around Epcot.
Oh, the Trevi Fountain. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a fake Trevi Fountain, a fake Eiffel Tower. And
it's
no
just
joke,
tacky.
And there's like people selling like balloons and light up things and whatever on the street. And I turned to my dad and I go, and my dad and my mom have been to Vegas literally so many times throughout their lives. Like they think it's fun. They come with their friends like annually, whatever. I turned to my dad. I'm like, why does this feel like Disney? And he started dying of laughter because he had like never heard it described like that. And he was like, why are you like low key right now? And then a second later, we walked by a Minnie and Mickey Mouse.
No way.
Yeah, like a full, like a costume, like a full Minnie and Mickey Mouse. And they was like taking pictures of people. It was just too funny. But yeah, so that's my thought of Vegas. Maybe if I was with the right crowd.
I think if it was
had the right plan.
Party scene with the girls trip.
Yeah.
You'd enjoy it more.
There were a bunch of bachelorette parties that I was honestly inspired by. Not that I'm anywhere near that in my point of life, but the different fits, like honestly I love that more. There was such a cute group of girls wearing oversized hoodies with bedazzled like cowgirl hats and heels, and
I love that.
And on the back of the sweatshirt it said like 1-800-Vegas or something, and I think on the front it said something related to the bride, and like all the girls were in pink sweatshirts, but the bride was in a white one, but it was all the same. And it was just like heels and sweatshirts and like cute hats.
Oh, we need to find that on Pinterest because I want a visual. That sounds
incredible. Oh, I took photos of them for sure.
Perfect.
Of course,
can't wait to see.
Okay. So I'll share later. But that was Vegas and Arizona. I loved it. It was a really interesting experience because I've never really been to the desert before, and it was obviously more suburbs.
You said that?
Did I say suburbia? But then I stopped. But then I said suburb.
Okay.
It was the burbs.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother's going to U of A, and it was. I was walking around, and I was like, just shaking my head. No, like I cannot believe I didn't even know this existed when I was applying to schools.
Yeah, when you were sending me pictures and videos, I was in awe. Yeah, and you said they have an F-45 on campus?
Yeah.
That's iconic.
They have Top Golf on campus. They have a golf simulator. No joke.
That's insane.
No, it was pretty disgusting. I was like, Cameron, you're about to have the best 4 years of your life here. And I can't wait to just like, I was like, don't be surprised if I just like show up at your dorm one day.
Yeah, no, for sure though. It's so fun.
Anyway, traveling with family. No. Okay. Back to the travel tips.
Okay. Are we on to the next one?
Ready.
Okay. Pay to upgrade your seat. This is a hot topic. I don't know. So
waste of money.
Do you think?
I've never done it.
Okay. So Joe is the type of person that will always pay to upgrade the seat. Like he wants to travel in comfort because it just makes it so not miserable. So he's kind of slowly turned me onto that lifestyle, I would say. But it is just so nice to board the plane early. Make sure if you do have a carry-on, make sure you can get it overhead and don't have to check it. And then also the seats are nicer, the extra leg room. I think it's worth it. You're the first one off the plane. There's nothing worse than not being able to pick your seat and being all the way in the back by the toilets.
I've never done it, so I can't really speak to it. I will say I'm a 5'2", relatively small human, and I barely have room in the normal seats. And when I sit next to people that are like a little bit larger than me, which is most people, because I'm literally 5'2", I feel so uncomfortable for them because I'm like, if I'm uncomfortable, I can't even imagine how you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
So in that case, I understand. To me, I just hate all the extra fees, and I just think it's like a scam. It's like we're going to the same place. I don't really feel the need to. If I had like a longer flight, like if I was flying to Australia or Europe or something, then I feel like I would consider it more. But I don't understand the people that just try to board the plane first. It's like, oh, dope. So you want to sit like on the plane even more and longer than you have to?
I do.
I'm down being literally the last one on the plane.
Really?
And then, yeah, I'm totally fine with it. And speaking of this, plane etiquette. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about plane etiquette.
No one needs to clap. No one needs to clap when we land.
I feel like I haven't really experienced that.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize that was such a hot topic.
Oh my God. One of the worst flights I was on in my entire life. It was a Spirit flight. I was in college. I mean, I took Spirit. So like I was expecting the WOT. Mm-hmm. But I kid you not, this family allowed their children to run and scream up and down the aisles of the plane.
How is that allowed?
I was like, flight attendant. I literally almost like put my foot out.
Courtney.
I just spilled my drink. I almost
We're getting animated.
Put my foot out and tripped the children. Like that's how unhappy I was. Also, no one needs to like stand up immediately when the plane lands and everyone's grabbing their bags. It's single file line, row by row.
Yep.
No one needs to stand the heck up and jet to the aisle. It's like we haven't even gotten to the gate yet. Like,
yeah, you're not going to get anywhere.
If anything, you're just going to cause confusion and hold us up even more because no one knows who do I go.
Going off of that, if you're the type of person that has to use the bathroom a lot,
sit on the aisle.
Get the aisle.
Sit on the aisle.
Again, not taking my own advice. I had a window seat, and usually I never go to the bathroom on the plane because it grosses me out. The flush of the toilet is so scary. I will never get over it. But I don't know if it was my big coffee or I had a huge water bottle.
Oh, so you took a dump on the plane too, huh?
No, I didn't. Oh. Yeah, I guess the coffee did make it sound like that. But no, but I had to go pee 3 times on the plane, and this poor woman had to just keep getting up. I apologized every time. I was like, I'm so sorry. But usually I am an aisle person, just for that reason, just in case. I never want to feel like I'm trapped.
I know, that is the worst feeling. I've like almost peed myself on planes before because I just don't want to inconvenience people.
Yeah.
Or like
especially
the people
when it's
next
a
to me are
full
like
row.
sleeping. Oh my God, the worst.
It's horrible.
Yeah, but I am more of a window person because I like to have something to put my head up against if I'm trying to sleep or something.
I think a lot of people are window people. Yeah. Okay, kind of going off of the upgraded seats, a travel credit card. If you have a travel credit card of some sort, there's so many credit cards out there, whether it's with an actual airline or it's just another
Capital
brand.
One Venture card.
Yeah. Like with my credit card, I get a $200 credit towards an airline of my choice. Like you pick it ahead of time, and then that covers if I want to check a bag, if I want to upgrade my seat.
Every time you fly?
Up until $200 for that year.
Oh, for
which
the
is
year.
huge. So when I had to check
it's
a
only
bag,
$200 for the year.
For the year, yeah.
Oh.
So every year it'll reset, and
Okay.
it has to be on your one airline.
Okay.
So sometimes if it's like, oh, like I choose Delta, because that is superior. I will argue anyone on that. But if there was a JetBlue that was half the price and I took that, it kind of stinks a little bit. But there are so many credit cards out there that offer travel benefits. So I think that's definitely something to consider if you travel a lot.
Yeah, and there's nothing better than just living your life, paying your bills, and then just accumulating points that you can use on travel. Because I feel like it always surprises you. It's like, oh crap, I had points. This flight's free. Like that's like the best.
That's what I
thing.
did to get here. I bought it with points.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so nice.
Very nice.
Okay, next one. Noise canceling headphones. This was my first flight ever that I had noise canceling headphones, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go back.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. Also, but sometimes the humming of the plane is kind of nice. So I sleep on planes.
Me too.
There's a lot of people that can't. Do you sleep on planes? No? See? You can do both. Okay, so plane activities. Let's get into this a little bit. I think it is important to plan out what you're going to do on the plane. Am I just crazy?
I always plan. There's nothing I love more than being on a plane because you're so disconnected from the world.
Yeah.
So there's no distraction. So I always do my best work on the plane, whether it's journaling or like planning out my grocery list for when I land, or like literally just tapping into how I'm feeling or like what I was just doing and like what I'm excited about. I feel like journal, planning, doing work, like I always create presentations and stuff. Anything that doesn't require the internet, like I make sure that I kind of have things downloaded to my computer so I can be productive. I will tell you a quick little trauma story.
Okay. I
was in high school and I was writing my college application essay, like finishing it on a plane. And it wasn't even on Google Drive. It was on like Microsoft or something. But I think it was like an autosave situation. So when it wasn't being synced when I was actually typing, I finished my college application essay. I landed, gone. Absolutely gone.
That's
it was like
nightmare.
3 hours of work, and it was like something I was working on forever. Gone. So ever since then, I've learned to like never trust it. Like save 5,000 different places, whatever. But yeah, that's my favorite thing. Even I know people that purchase Wi-Fi on planes. Like literally, you can't go a couple hours without being disconnected.
Yeah. No, well, that's what I love about planes. That's why I think it's so fun to plan your activities that don't involve Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And going off of that, so when I say plan, I'm like, oh, if there's podcast episodes, like you need to make sure they're downloaded
beforehand.
Right.
Make sure you have your playlist downloaded to your library.
Yeah. So things like that. It's just something to look forward to, and it's so nice to not be on your phone for once, because usually with all that downtime, I'd be on TikTok.
Exactly.
Or Instagram or something silly like that.
Exactly.
Another thing I love to do on the plane, this is more for the girlies out there who take a lot of photos, is go through your Photos app and delete all the photos that you don't need.
Yep.
It's the perfect, I do it every single flight.
Yep.
I think I deleted like 6,000 photos.
Yeah, that's amazing.
On the plane. And it's just so nice. It clears up storage, and I don't want to do that any other time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like not something you ever want to spend time doing. Unless you had the time for it.
I went through a phase where I was like, okay, my storage is getting too much. I'm going to delete 100 photos a day. And it was on my to-do list. And it was so daunting. I hate it. Someone needs to, I mean, this is definitely out there, but invent an easier way. I've also been on a real inventing kick. So Courtney's been working a lot, so Matt and I have been hanging out, and I think I've brought up like 6 different inventions that I want to have. But here's a new one. Someone needs to invent a simple way to just plug all of your iCloud, Apple photos, and like just get them off of a device and then clear it out easy. Like, I know you can buy a hard drive and like download it, but for some reason
well, it's always sitting in the cloud.
Yeah, like I don't want it in the cloud. I want it on an actual hardware device, but there's no simple way to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it seems simple, and I know I can do it somehow, but there's no articles online that really tell you about it. It's so complicated. And they all involve some type of, use Google Photo, use this, use that.
So you basically want all your photos to sit on a device that you can tap into when you want them, but you don't want them on a cloud?
No, I don't want to tap into them. I just want to save them. And then one day, if I wanted to feel like I needed to reminisce or something, then like I'll do that. But my laptop doesn't have any storage.
Yeah.
Because it's been with me forever.
Yeah.
And then my phone has over 40,000 photos on it that I never look at. Okay, you're the type of person that loves to go back and look at photos. I never do.
I love it.
It's so rare for me to do that. So this is just a me problem.
I like live in my camera roll. But anyway, I do have kind of a tangent going off of that.
Okay, of course.
Isn't it kind of sad that like we're not going to have like photo books?
Yes.
For like our children. I mean, you can always make them, but I feel like because you capture every moment of every day, there's never going to be like a photo of like one singular photo of their 4th birthday or like certain things, like certain moments that are ingrained in my brain from my childhood are from those distinct memories that I remember myself, or they're like memories I've made up in my head because I've seen these photos so many times or home videos so many times. I think it's just not going to be the same for even people today, like little kids today. It's just their whole life is documented.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you or someone else, but they were saying a lot of parents nowadays are creating an email address for their kid, and every time there's a photo, like let's say it's a birthday, they email the photo. So one day, like the kid will be able to go through and like see all these photos and they're in one place. Because we're not taking photos and printing them out and putting them in a book like you just said. But this way it's like, like let me go back and search for birthday, and then the birthday photo will pop up. It's like a very simple, easy, clean way to like keep all the photos for your kid. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I feel like that's just like an extra like I don't know. I've never heard that. I'm not against that idea, but I just don't know how it would actually play out. Like if it's something you'd remember to do. I feel like that's a good like intent to have. Like, I'm gonna do this. Anyway, sorry for getting us off track.
No, that's usual. Okay. Something I also want to start doing is making those. Sis just made, I think she ordered books or something, but you can just upload basically a bunch of photos and then you can put them in a coffee table book. And it's so cute. And it would be so cool to be like,
we do that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of time
family and
consuming.
friends discount I could share.
Honestly, yeah. You should get a influencer discount code.
I know, right?
And then you should get extra moolah from that. Okay, so back to travel. We're getting off topic here. Okay, here's one. Clean your room before you leave. There's nothing worse than when you're packing and your room becomes a mess and then all the clothes that didn't fit in the suitcase are all spread out. But it's so nice to just come home to a clean space. Courtney's on her phone.
Sorry. I need to text one more name for the list tonight.
I literally
You're
can't.
gonna need to. I need to get Camila.
It's okay. You probably don't have much to say about that one.
What did you say? Oh, the clean room.
Yeah, clean your room before you leave.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than coming back home to a messy space. But also, it's like easier said than done because I feel like I'm always the last minute packer, and then like I'm finishing up a meeting as the Uber's arriving, and I have to go on a flight and blah blah blah. But yeah, I agree.
Okay, if you're traveling in a group of people, do you want me to wait?
Let me just send. Okay, now you're good.
Okay, cool. It's so awkward when like I say something, but I'm not that this happens a lot, but you're distracted. There's no reaction. I'm like, crickets. Like maybe that was a bad one.
That was important.
I don't know. No, it is important, and that's fine. Can Camila come now?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Everything we need. Which one do I want to do? Oh, if you're traveling with people, make sure you need to find your travel people, because traveling with someone else just says a lot about if you can choose to have that person in your life. You learn so much about traveling with someone, their attitude, how they pack, if they're stressful. There's just so many factors that play into it.
Seriously, I've traveled with people who are just as like go with the flow, low maintenance as me. And as beautiful as that is, I feel like we're like, oh shit, we don't even have plans.
Yeah.
So I can do that, and that's great. I've also traveled with more like moms of the group, and that's even better because then you have everything planned out for you, and it's like I just needed to show up, and now I'm gonna have the best time of my life. I totally agree. I feel like you learn a lot about someone from the way that they travel, and that can break a relationship, I feel.
Yeah, 100%. Let's finish up the plane things quick, but you need to drink a lot of water on the plane. It's so dehydrating, so drink a lot of water before. Buy a water bottle in the airport, even though it's $20.
What do you have to purchase in the airport before your flight?
Water.
That's it?
That's it. I get one big water bottle. And Starbucks if it's in the morning. And the line's not too long.
A large essential water.
Yep.
I come to the airport with gum, so I don't need to buy when I'm there. I get a Quest protein bar, chocolate chip, cookie dough flavor.
Oh, okay.
And then I get a coffee, and that's like my staple. I feel like some people are like, oh, I need to buy a bag of Cheez-Its, or I need to buy a bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, it's just like a ritual. That's mine.
Okay, going off of that, did you ask him?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, well, mine's just water.
Okay.
But when you're on the plane and the little barista comes around, what do you order?
I order nothing because I already bought my water.
Okay.
And then if they're coming around with snacks, if I'm on JetBlue, I need to get their cinnamon seed bar. It's a granola bar. That is
very specific. But you're a JetBlue stan because it's constantly going back from Florida.
Yeah. I travel JetBlue a very decent amount.
Yeah.
What about you?
I only do water, but growing up, I would always get a ginger ale.
I was just going to say, that's so typical for people on flights.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get hot Dunkin' coffee because that's what JetBlue has.
Oh.
I'll get like a black cup of coffee. Depends on the schmoodalini.
Also, I had a Bloody Mary on the plane one time, and it's actually so good because it's just so simple. They have the can of tomato juice, and then you get your booze, whether it's vodka or tequila. But I usually never drink on planes.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Hand sanitizer, obviously. You need the hand sanitizer. I put on extra snacks even though I never eat on the plane, but I put that down because I was freaking starving on my plane over here.
Yeah.
Because my flight was so early and I didn't get any food. But then I didn't arrive until it was like 12 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
And I need to have something like at 10 a.m. See, okay, pre-travel, have a date to plan your activities with whoever you're going with. So Joe and I are going to Miami at the end of this month, but we make it so fun, and we're like, all right, tonight we're going to...
You make like a date out of it?
Yeah. So you have a plan, you know what to expect, because there's really nothing worse. I mean, I knew you were familiar with the area, so I will say I did zero planning. I should probably take my own tips, but I don't know. It's nice to know where you're going, because there's nothing worse than showing up and having no idea, and then all the reservations are taken and you can't get into this iconic restaurant in this city that you never know if you're going to be back to.
And I will say it's like very stressful to or maybe not everyone thinks this way, but for me personally, it's stressful to be the only person that's like responsible for making the plans.
Yeah.
My family, we don't travel often, so because I'm like more well traveled than they are to a certain extent, they always like leave it up to me. But that's like a lot of pressure. So it's nice that you do it with whoever you're going to be traveling with, because it's like, I don't want to be responsible if you don't like whatever I take you to type thing.
Right.
But once again, it depends on who you're traveling with and what the plan is and whatnot. But yeah, I like that idea. Make it fun. Traveling and experiencing new things are so fun. And as fun as it is to be spontaneous and leave room for that on trips, you should go in with some sort of plan.
I agree.
How do you go about finding those plans though? Because if you search up Google, if you search up like Uber's travel section, or not Uber, Airbnb has like an experience section. I feel like it always takes you to like the most touristy of things and attractions. Is that the route that you go, or like how do you figure out what you want to do?
I literally Google. I say Google best restaurants in Miami, Brickell, for example. And then I scroll through so many blogs, and there's usually some overlap, and then I look them up and see what the review is, and then I go to their Instagram and check out the vibe.
That is very valid. I do that. Something else that I do is when I know that I'm going to a place, it's just like more so on the forefront of my mind. So when I'm like scrolling through Instagram and I see someone that had been there before, like I'll like save it and I'll like see where they've kind of gone. For example, I'm going to Paris in June, and I feel like since I know I'm going to Paris, like that's just sticking out to me whenever I see it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, although it's months away, I'm like planting the seeds, like so that I can go back to it and be like, okay, I saw this, let's do this, whatever.
TikTok is really good for that too.
True. You can use TikTok like a Google search.
Yeah, you like one video about restaurants in Chicago, and then all of a sudden your For You page will pop up with a bunch of other things because you interacted with it.
Yep.
So that's really smart. Also, to all the influencers that are listening to our podcast, if you could please put your guides, your food guides, on whatever city you can put it on Instagram, and you can tag all the good places, and then it would just make it so much easier for us.
Yeah, please and thank you to all the influencers that listen to the shit that we have to say.
Yes, we appreciate you, and your support means everything. It's a mutual
guys, can you just help us become influencers? I'm really trying to just live that life.
Yeah, if Court and I could really just travel the world and record and talk into this mic in new cities, then we will have the guides for you.
Yeah.
So do it for yourself.
Let's make an Austin guide on Instagram.
Okay, that's cute.
Oh,
wait, we can add it to the You Can Do Both Instagram, and so when we become a travel podcast,
people
so applicable.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. We're amazing. Okay, I don't really have too many more because some of these are kind of blah. Oh, packing cubes. Do you have packing cubes?
No, but I need.
I really highly recommend. They're so nice, and it keeps everything organized. And I think that would solve your dirty clothes situation.
Yeah, because you'd have a cube.
Yep. So that's pretty great.
I do use like they're like, you know those dryer pouches?
No.
I feel like you do. I'm just not explaining it properly. It's like the mesh bags that you're supposed to put like your underwear in or your bras in, whatever. Yeah. I have one for socks. I have one for underwear. I have one for like little things like that.
Okay, so that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I could probably upgrade to some packing cubes.
No, you definitely should. And I don't think they're too expensive.
No.
So they're worth the investment.
You know what we should talk about along with travel and what we've already expressed? Mindsets on vacation.
Definitely. So one of my other tips is have no expectations.
This is for everything in life. My birthdays growing up as a kid, I hated my birthdays because I would have these expectations of like feeling like, I don't know, like the day was about me.
Yeah.
You know? And simply that's just like not life. You know what I mean?
And
then I would always be let down.
Yeah. Especially when you're traveling though, because you're like, oh, I'm going to go to this city. I'm going to have the time of my life. It's going to be so amazing. We're going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then you get there and it's just, you've built it up so much in your head.
Yeah.
So this clicked for me recently, but the trips that I've done last minute where I had no time to think about it. I think of Nashville.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was happening. We went with such a big group of people. I didn't need to plan anything. I fully just booked the flights. Again,
same with Charleston.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just along for the ride. And both of those trips were some of the best trips of my life.
Yeah, the spontaneous trips, you don't have time to think about it. You don't really have time to plan. You don't have time to formulate this idea in your head of what it's going to be like. And kind of going off of that and just like allowing yourself to be spontaneous, like another way that you can find out what the local things are to do as opposed to like Google searching. Literally go out to a bar, go out to a restaurant, whatever, and start asking around the locals. Like, where should I go for dinner tomorrow night? Where should I where should I go for like a nightcap after this? Like anything at all. I love kind of talking to people that are from here as opposed to just seeing what the touristy things are to do.
Yeah, I always ask my Uber driver for recommendations. True. That's the first thing I do. And then me, Gab, and LG did that. Courtney.
I might have just thrown up in my mouth.
Court. Me, Gab, and LG did that in Mardi Gras. We asked a lot, like, oh, where should we go? And we got recommendations for, like, the best bars, the best live music.
We're okay.
Okay, good. So, yeah, highly recommend that as well. Anything else about mindset?
Maddie Daddy, can you pass me another salty, please?
Did you already finish it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I need to
That's why I've been
sipping.
burping. Second round of ASMR.
Beautiful.
Wasn't as good as the first one. But, yeah, so on top of like mindset and being open and not having expectations, I think it's important for you to realize you're on a trip, you're on vacation. This is deviating away from your day-to-day life and your routine, and that's something you should embrace, and you deserve it. You don't need to worry about, oh, I typically eat super healthy, so I need to eat healthy in this moment. Not saying you need to like splurge and go crazy, but like allow yourself grace, experience new things, get out of your comfort zone. Maddie's shaking his head no, because he's too stubborn for that stuff.
Yep.
And you can do both in this house. But like
in this house, I like that.
Immerse yourself in other cultures. That's the best part of traveling. And just know that you kind of need it. And I feel like Maddie even talked about this last time. She was like, I didn't know how badly I needed to chill the fork out until I was on vacay, and I just like let life happen.
Yeah.
Because beautiful things happen, you know?
I agree. Yeah, I think just being open and willing to try new things is important when you're on vacation. And just go into it with a positive attitude. Like, I guess that just goes off of no expectations. But there's nothing worse than when you're the one being like, oh, I thought this was going to be better. Like, we should have gone here instead. Like, I knew we should have tried that restaurant. Like, just live in the moment and enjoy where you're at.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of blah. And then also make sure you're on the same page as your travel buddies. There are people who like to just chill and do nothing on vacation. And then there's people who like to go, do all the activities, do all the events. And it's kind of hard when you're trying to balance two different people on that spectrum when you're on vacation with them.
Totally.
I think those are all my travel tips.
Let me think to see if there's any others that just come to my mind.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Don't take your shoes off on a plane. No one wants to smell.
Oh, wait. I have quickie questions.
Yay.
Okay, this is one of them.
Funsies.
Okay, we can start. Do you take your shoes off on the plane?
No. Growing up, I did. When I was younger, I did. But if I'm on like a super long flight and I'm in the same row as like my friends and family, then yes. But no, I typically keep my shoes on.
Do you find it repulsing when other people take their shoes off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, I mean, I've never really been in that case scenario, but if I'm sitting next to someone and they take their shoes off and like they have like unmanicured like toenails and like
you need to have socks
it
on.
might smell or whatever, then yeah, I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable. So I feel like the reason I don't take my shoes off is because I want to respect the other people that are around me who may find that disgusting. What about you?
So I never knew people hated this so much because growing up on planes or growing up traveling with my family, my mom would always be like, all right, girls, make sure you pack your airplane socks. And we'd always put the fuzzy socks on and we'd change our shoes.
That's different though.
Because I know that's for younger, kids. But then growing up, that's all I knew. So I would always it was just second nature to me.
Yeah.
I'd get on the plane, I'd get settled, and take my shoes off. And then I heard people hate that. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. If it's a long flight, though, I'll make sure like I have my socks and I will take them off.
Yeah.
Never barefoot.
If I were with someone or I was sitting next to someone who took off their shoes and then put on a separate pair of like fuzzy socks or something, that wouldn't gross me out.
Yeah, because it shows, you're put together. All right, they're being respectful. They just plan to do this. They're not like, oh, let me take my shoes off.
Yeah, I've never heard of that though. Good on Anita. My mom would we'd just take our shoes off and just chill,
Yeah. Okay. Do you prefer carry-on or checked bag? I know we kind of talked about it, but
carry on.
I go back and forth. I really don't know. I think for quick travel, of course, carry on efficient, but also it is really nice to have the extra things.
Yeah, definitely.
Like cowboy boots. Aisle or window?
Window.
I'm aisle.
Window.
Okay, perfect. Do you sleep or watch movies / activities? Or is it a mix of the two?
I sleep. I never really watch movies unless I'm on like a very, very long flight. Because I'm too busy with all my activities that I plan for myself.
Exactly. Me too. I'm definitely a sleeper over movies. I never watch movies on planes. And I usually put in a podcast and then fall asleep to it.
Yep.
And then when I wake up, I'm like, oh, this podcast is good. And then I doze off again. It's kind of perfect. All right. I guess we kind of touched on these, but cheaper upgrade your seats. Do you just go for the cheapest flight, the cheapest airline, like budget travel? Or is it like, all right, I'm gonna pay. Okay, what about this? Paying to choose your seat, the extra $20, $30.
No.
Really?
No, I don't really care. I mean, most airlines that I fly, I can choose my seat anyway. I would never pay an extra $20 to sit 2 rows up. Like, that just sounds so stupid to me.
Yeah. I'm slowly being changed.
Yeah.
It depends on how much, but I don't know. If it's a short flight, I don't care. This was a 4.5 hour flight. Like, I didn't upgrade, but like I made sure I had a good row, good seat. Honestly, Delta flight, my seat was so nice and spacious and comfortable. I was very impressed.
You know, it's the worst when you literally, like, you purposely don't take a budget airline. You take something like JetBlue. Is that a budget? That's not a budget airline. That's like
no.
That's
my
like
next one is your
value.
preferred airline. Is it JetBlue?
I haven't really taken Delta too much. I have enjoyed Delta. Delta also paid us $800 to go to Nashville that one time.
Hell yeah.
But there's nothing worse than like paying for JetBlue over something else, right? Like thinking that you're safe by doing that, and then stepping on the plane and it being one of the older, smaller planes that are dingier and dirtier. It's like fork.
They should give you a warning about that. Like, I don't know if they can actually book flights out that far in advance. Probably not. But
you never know what plane you're gonna get.
Yeah, they should let you know. I feel like they need to disclose that information. I'm a Delta stan for sure. However, if you're going international, Lufthansa is literally the best airline in the world.
I've never been.
It is so elite. Maybe I'll take it to Paris. It's incredible.
Think they fly from Hawaii to Paris?
Maybe. I don't know. They flew me from
I think I'm flying
Europe
like United or something.
United. Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I haven't booked anything yet, and I'm literally leaving in like a couple weeks. Oops.
Okay, last and final question. Time of day you like to take your flight? Are you a morning, red eye, middle of the day?
Not middle of the day. Either super early morning or like 6 p.m. Okay. Arriving somewhere by like in between like 9 and 10 p.m. What about you?
Early morning. I'm so excited. I barely sleep the night before a flight. I'm like a little kid.
It's like
Christmas morning. Yeah. I love it. I'm just so excited. I want to get up and then call my Uber and get to the airport. And that's all we have for you today. I feel like that was long.
It was a good one though, I think.
Yeah. Maddie Daddy.
What do you think?
Fantastic. Wonderful.
He is a You Can Do Both pod stan.
Yeah. Our number 1 fan and our first live audience.
How do you feel?
He's going to be our manager one day.
He feels honored. He could be your COO.
Yeah.
Or CFO.
I think CFO.
Let's, guys, welcoming our CFO on the podcast for the first time, we have Maddie Daddy.
All right, we have to go. Thanks for listening, guys.
Ciao.
And talk to you soon. Bye.
Illy.